This year, I celebrate my 25th birthday, the same year that California Youth Connection celebrates its 25th anniversary. For over 2 decades, CYC has worked on policy level to ensure the lives of foster youth to be made easier. The organization's 25-year commitment has affected the lives throughout the state. The story of my life can't be told without the story of CYC and how it's had an impact on my life. 25 years ago, back in 1988, I was born into an unhealthy environment filled with drugs and chaos. My parents were homeless, addicted to drugs, and suffered with mental illness. Being born drug addicted caused me to be removed from my parents immediately after birth and placed into foster care. After being moved twice, I was placed with my grandmother. Life was supposed to be better, be normal, but instead, my abuse began. So my journey looking for love and acceptance started. At the same time, CYC was forming into the organization that would give me the escape and help me find my voice that I would use on later in life.
In 1988, a group of current and former foster youth in California met with the Canadian Youth in Care Network to learn about a new foster youth movement. From that meeting, the youth were so inspired, they created their own youth-led, youth-driven organization known today as California Youth Connection. The youth, along with many dedicated adult volunteers known today as adult supporters, created the organizational structure, contacted key political allies, and created the mission, vision, and culture of CYC. What none of us knew then was the power and the strength of the community that was being formed.
25 years ago, at the age of 16, as a foster youth, I was given the opportunity to share my voice and my experiences to help improve the quality of foster care. A group of us came together with the support of adult supporters to create bylaws and a vision for what policy and youth voice would look like. Today, youth voices are expected to be at the table, and it's a beautiful thing.
To grow the organization, the youth spread the word through the Independent Living Program, and chapters started popping up in counties across California. By 2000, there were 23 chapters. More chapters meant more youth advocating on a statewide and local level. In California, they led the movement to extend Medi-Cal to foster youth until the age of 21, provide funding for transitional housing, and keep siblings connected, among other successes. They even had the opportunity to take their efforts to the national level when a CYC member was personally invited to the White House by then First Lady Hillary Clinton for the signing of the Foster Care Independence Act of 1999.
California Youth Connection provided me with an opportunity to meet with Ms. Clinton in November 1997. During our meeting in Berkeley, I told the First Lady I had just read her book, It Takes a Village, and that I was very impressed with her ideas about how we as a country can take responsibility for rearing our children, to enable them to take their place as full contributing members of American society. That meeting with the First Lady, the President's commitment to young adults like myself, and the subsequent work of many child advocates and former foster children has led to the signing of this legislation today. A bill that has the potential to transform the lives of 25,000 young people who find themselves leaving our nation's foster care system every year. Mr. President, Mrs. Clinton, Madam Secretary, and members of Congress, you have done the right thing.
Because Alfred and other CYC members told their stories and worked hand in hand with lawmakers, this put a face to foster care. This helped youth like me have access to more services when I transitioned out of care, and I needed them. Having spent time in 9 placements through the juvenile justice system and child welfare system, the additional services as an adult helped provide me the stability I didn't have growing up. So I joined CYC in 2010 to help continue the movement. I wanted to improve and change the child welfare system through policy and legislation change. Over the past 25 years, the organization has worked on a number of policies and legislation, such as the extension of foster care until the age of 21 through the passing of AB 12, priority housing for foster youth on college campuses, and the Foster Care Bill of Rights. Alfred, Ide, and others raised their voice for us. So now it's our turn to raise our voice for the next generation.
CYC has become a political force in California. We are a leading child welfare reform, advocacy, and youth development organization. Today we have over 33 county-based chapters across the state, headquartered in San Francisco with offices in Los Angeles, Sacramento, and Fresno. We do all this with a budget of $2.5 million, a dedicated and talented staff of 17, many of whom are former foster youth. We hire 10 former foster youth interns and 35 youth trainers to deliver innovative, cutting-edge trainings across the state to child welfare professionals and other key stakeholders.
Our board is comprised of mostly former foster youth like myself, who believe in this cause and want to give back. Foster youth, in fact, are the majority of our organization's leaders. Most of our program staff are former foster youth, and 100% of our advisory board are current and former foster youth. On behalf of our board, we are grateful to the 500 current and former foster youth members and 150 volunteers, many of whom are former foster youth themselves, who dedicate their time to CYC.
I am now the CYC Advisory Board co-chair, the former LA chapter president, and a youth trainer. In addition to everything I do for CYC, I go to school and I'm working on my degree in criminal justice. The remainder of my time, I devote to my siblings who are ages 16 and 13, who I raise on my own. I'm just like other CYC youth who juggle multiple responsibilities in our personal lives, but are dedicated to improving the lives of others. We do this because CYC is a family. It's our community. For 25 years, CYC has been a place for acceptance. No matter what race, religion, sexual identity, you're accepted for who you are. One of my favorite things about CYC is we don't have to explain our past to each other. We know where we've come from. Every person in foster care should have that place of acceptance. CYC has allowed us to speak up, be heard, and make a difference. Like our motto, our voice, our future.